ICC, Putin is welcomed here. And no one is going to arrest Putin. If needs be, we'll go and fetch Putin from the airport to his meeting. He will finish all his meetings. We'll take him back to the airport. We're not going to be told by these hypocrites of the International Criminal Court who know the real violators of human rights, who know the murderers of this world. That former Prime Minister of Tony Blair admitted that they made a horrible mistake when it comes to Saddam Hussein. They've not been charged today. Bush is still there. They've not been charged till to date. And then Obama killed Gaddafi. And then nothing has happened. We're here today with Libya being destroyed and unable to recover because of America. We know very well that where NATO gets involved, those are terrorists. We know very well where the US says we're going in to install peace, that place will never know peace as long as America has visited that place. So we don't want ICC's hypocrisy to apply here in our country. President Putin is welcomed. We know our friends. We know the people who liberated us. We know the people who supported us. In Kutokonaval, the weapons that were used in Kutokonaval that led to the liberation of South Africa were coming from Russia. Russia supplied us with weapons in Kutokonaval. Cuba supplied us with soldiers. MK was drunk. Cuba brought the soldiers. Russia brought the armaments. We were supposed to be the ones that are being complimented and supported by these other countries who were found wanting. But let me ask a question, and this is to all South Africans. On the hindsight, which mass campaign of the ANC was ever successful from its formation? Which one? Which mass in history? I'm asking you about history. Let's take Sharpeville. That's not ANC. We all know that. Let's take 1976. The ANC actually issued a statement condemning the children of 1976, only later to hijack the victories of 1976. Where was the ANC when they were calling to run South Africa ungovernable and uncontrollable? There was no ANC in this country in the 80s when the youth took over the streets. There was no ANC. Which mass campaign of the ANC was successful? They came and did a mass campaign on HIV and AIDS. That was one of their mass campaigns. A lot of people died because their campaign was not successful. Which mass campaign? So what Mbalula is doing is what his predecessors did, to always condemn mass actions. And they're not starting now. They're not starting now. They've always been always following activities, but they were very good with propaganda. Someone must go to the papers of Solomon Mahlangu's court. They are there. Someone must go there and go and tell us where Solomon Mahlangu says, my blood will nourish the tree that will bear the fruits of freedom. Tell my people that I love them, they must continue with the struggle. In the Kubari, he said it there in the court. In the court papers, there. That's what the ANC told us. Yeah. Go and show us that. There was a guy there in the ANC, still very good, but it's no longer active, called Peter Maibuye, Joel Nechtens. Those guys had a department called DIP. Its role was to do those things. Propaganda, they were very good at that. That's why everything else, if you're to tell someone that 1976 is not ANC, is going to be shocked. What are you talking about? What are you saying? Because people just automatically assume 1976 is ANC. It's not. It's not. So it has got no history of mass protest. Why was O.R. Tambo staying in Britain after the British government declared ANC a terrorist organization? If indeed it was an organization that constituted a threat to the white establishment. Okay, let's bring it closer to history. Can you imagine that terrorist that America killed, Osama bin Laden? His organization being declared a terrorist organization, and then he stays in Washington. How do you reconcile the two? That the British government says the ANC, it's a terrorist organization. Its president and his family and children stay in London, and they go to schools in London. Children of Osama bin Laden going to school in Washington. How do you reconcile that? So we shouldn't be told nonsense by people who know nothing about mass mobilization. They don't have a history of mass mobilization, and that's why he doesn't know what he's talking about. I have nothing against Mbalula. All I did to him was, it's the EFF that declared shutdown. It's not the Malema family. And you guys, fairly so, you go to him and say, the EFF has declared shutdown. What do you think? Yeah, that Malema can go. No journalist said Malema has declared shutdown. So when you talk about this issue degenerating and all of that, if you want to get it right, go to the real cause. The Secretary General of the ANC demonstrated the lowest level the ANC has ever been. The lowest level where the ANC has never been at this lowest level, both in thinking and in character. There's nothing comparable, for instance, between Mbalula and Joel Nestens. I just gave you an example of the best the ANC has ever produced. We don't agree with Joel on issues, but you can't take it away that he's a thinker. We don't agree with his politics. Now, the Secretary General of the ANC is the highest level of the degeneration of the ANC. It can no longer be beyond this. This is the last level. Where have you ever seen Kgalema Motlanthe doing that? One of the people who occupied that position. You know, when Kgalema Motlanthe spoke after the NEC, some of us were not married. Half the time after activities of the organization during the day, at night were at social places. And then someone says the SG is speaking later today at 7 or now. The SG is speaking now, and we're busy dancing, and all of the music will be shut down to listen to the Secretary General of the ANC. The Secretary General of the ANC spoke when it mattered. Not this thing of speaking every time you go to toilet, when you come back constipated, you want to say something. No. That is demonstration of the degeneration the ANC has ever experienced. From that night, from that evening, till today, till to date, he's still tweeting and talking about the EFF national shutdown. The Secretary General of the ANC. Why? Because there are no longer veterans there who can say to him, but iyakela into yakho. Ima Mbalula, Ima. No one, no, there's no longer anyone. Ramaphosa is excited because he thinks it's his personal defense, but he doesn't see that this is actually destroying the office of Secretary General who wants to create some non-existing beef. Because Mbalula was told, he listened to that nonsense, and I told him when he called me, I said, you listened to that nonsense that Malema has made his match, and you're taking it literally. Literally, go. ANC, I know how to poke them. I poke them deliberately, and I know how they're going to react. Mbalula West, you know, just snap. After the shutdown, someone sent me a picture of me with the EFF logo, and then I put it there. I wrote Action Killer Man. Go and see what he put today. A picture of himself. When I tell you I've got them by here, you think I'm playing. He went to take a picture of himself, did exactly what I did. So he took that thing literally, and he can't think. And he even says to me, yeah, when you attack the ANC, you are attacking me. I'm the ANC. You are not the ANC. You are nothing. Who are you? I have no problem with Mbalula attack the EFF. You can't hear me intervening. The EFF has got capable young men and women who will put him at his place. But why are you coming for me? And you coming for me because of your proximity to me. And you think that they will use you to destroy me. I have no time for ANC people. They don't like me. Even himself doesn't like me. He's envious of me. So why should I be worried about them? He envies me. They do that, all of them. So especially the ones I grew up with in the youth league, they envy me. And if they get an opportunity, they will kill me. Because the problem with envy is that this guy has now led a shutdown. How do I lead a shutdown? Then you are unable